how is your little slice of paradise?
Oh yeah, everything's going good. I'm in Phoenix right now at home. I actually leave tomorrow to Brazil. We're doing a show in a weekend with Iron Maiden in São Paulo. So we leave on tour tomorrow morning. I'm very excited for the show. There's going to be Cavalera's second show from the new album. We did the one show in Barcelona, which was really great, received by the crowd. They had a great reaction. And we're looking forward to this opening show for Iron Maiden, which should be a great show.
Awesome. I'm probably jumping the gun a bit in terms of line of questions, but with you travelling around doing shows, is there any chance, vague as it may be, in the future of coming to New Zealand?
I sure hope so, man. You know, it has been a long time since I've been to New Zealand, and I would love to bring Cavalera Conspiracy down there. You know, it's a project. I'm really proud of it, and it's becoming like a real band. You know, little by little, it's more and more like a real band, and doing more touring together and going places. And with the new album, with the second album out, it's going to be even stronger than before. So I hope we can come to, you know, sometime by the end of the year, we can come to New Zealand and do a bunch of concerts. It would be great.
Cool. Now, the new album, Blunt Force Trauma, comes out basically when this will air, so it'll be next Monday. Basically, how did Cavalera Conspiracy start? I know it's been together for a few years now, but I guess just quickly.
Cavalera Conspiracy started after me and Igor reunited after we didn't speak for about 10 years, and Igor called me, and we become brothers again, and we start talking again. And he came to Phoenix, and I was having a Soulfly show here, and he came and played 2 songs as a guest in the Soulfly set, and we played Roots and Refuse, and the crowd went absolutely mad when he saw me and Igor together again on a stage. And at that time, I was already working on a song called Inflicted. I had made a demo with the song, with vocals and guitars and drum machine. And so when I met with Igor, I told about the show. It was a great show. I told him, man, you know, it's so good to play with you together. You saw the crowd reaction. It was an amazing crowd reaction. And I said, yeah, I have something to show you. I got to play something for you. So I played him the song Inflicted, and I didn't tell him what it was, and he was like, "What is it? It sounds like you, you know. It sounds like yours a Soulfly, but it's not Soulfly, right?" And he goes like, I go, "No, this is something I wrote for you, and I'd like to start a new band with you, and I want this to be our first song that we do together. It's going to be the song Inflicted." And in fact, the name of the band was Inflicted for a little bit in the beginning, until I suggested we change it to Cavalera Conspiracy. I thought it would be a better name for the band, more connected to the brothers, with our name Cavalera on it, and Igor loved that idea. So that's pretty much how the band was born. You know, it was born from this meeting of him coming here to Phoenix to meet me, and from this song Inflicted that I wrote especially to get Igor.
Now, having given the album a once over, it certainly you have an apt title for it. It almost sounds like with your music you're trying to give the audience a case of blunt force trauma. I guess there's a bit of a trend out there for musicians as their career goes on to mellow out. Are you trying to buck this trend?
Yeah, to me it's actually working in opposite way. You know, the older I get more psycho, and I get more heavy and more into heavier stuff and more aggressive, and I'm doing things backwards here, you know. So I like that. I like that idea of when a band gets more popular, the older the band gets, the heavier they have, and it's very rare. You know, it doesn't happen all the time. Most of the time, the band gets more mellow and gets soft, but real rare occasions the band becomes heavier, and I had the opportunity to do that with my own music, so I decided to do it, and I decided to get heavier with every album. And Blunt Force Trauma is the heaviest album I've been involved in a long time.
Cool. Yeah, I guess in that respect, you do have a long career. It's nearing close to 30 years, but you're not actually all that old, are you? You're still early 40s. So you still got a lot of juice left in you, I guess.
Oh yeah, I feel really energized and really excited. I listen to a lot of new music, and there's a lot of good new stuff coming out. Dillinger Escape Plan, Converge, Whitechapel, Chariot, and then Black Brass, and so many cool new bands coming out. Black Tusk, and I listen to a lot of these new bands, and Gojira, and I feel like I'm part of the metal movement, and I'm very proud. And I am doing this for more than 20 years, but that's actually what makes me excited. That's what makes me even be more excited, is that because I've been on this game for so long, and I have a long history. I can look back at my career and be really proud of what I've done, and you know, I've made some really awesome records in the past with all my bands. And I look to the future, man, because I'm a person that don't live, you know, I'm proud of the past, but I live for the moment and for the future. So to me, there's always something new to be done, and some new music to record, some new show to play, and there's always something new to be done, you know. So I'm always try to keep busy with myself.
Now, you got your son is in a band, and he's playing around a couple of shows, and I think, didn't he supported you in Australia, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I actually have I have three sons in bands now. I have the oldest one, Richie, was in a band called Insight, and they were with us in Australia. They were the support band before City of Fire, which was birthed from Fear Factory's project, which was a great band too. It was a great show. And I got my other two sons, the younger ones, they're 15 and 18, and the drummer and guitar player, they play in a band called Mold Breaker. They're really cool too. They're really young and really heavy and angry, and kind of have a punk attitude together with their shows. So it's I'm really excited about them, and they're going to practice all the time, and they got a couple shows booked up, and you can actually look them up in the internet if you have. It's called Mold Breaker with the M.
Cool. I was going to ask, did they help to, I guess, keep you in touch with the latest sort of things? Do they come up and say, hey Dad, check this out?
Yeah, my young one, Igor, he's really into thrash metal, death metal, hardcore and whatnot, and he always gets me into hear new bands, and you know, he got me into Whitechapel and Chariot and Black Tusk and some of those new bands that I never heard before. So I'm glad that I have him, so he can show me some of these new bands, because otherwise it would have been maybe impossible for me to find them. So it's really great to have a young person like that in my life that helps me keep up with the modern.
All right. Now, you got, like I said, some album questions. You got your new album, Blunt Force Trauma. I had to listen to it a couple of times. It seems to, obviously, forgive my ignorance, seems to follow a concept.
It's not really a concept album. It's really a combination of brutal songs and violent topics and history kind of topics, like Rasputin and Genghis Khan, like history characters of history of the world, and some songs like Burn Waco, which is about the American tragedy in Waco, Texas. Warlord is about war right now in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then some of the other stuff like Thrasher is actually about being a metalhead and being in the world and being looked at in the world as a metalhead and be proud to be a metalhead in the world of today. So it's a combination of many different topics that make Blunt Force Trauma what it is. But most of the songs are pretty violent, with violent lyrics and brutal topics, because there are brutal music involved, you know.
The promo said suggests that your new album mixes together the metal thrash with a bit of hardcore, and I guess in terms of the global metal scene, we've kind of seen that come through already. So is this, and your sound is different to that. I'm trying to talk about metalcore here. Is this album your take on what you think metalcore should have sounded like?
Well, that's the sound of Max and Igor. You know, that's our metal together. It sounds like this. Sounds like Cavalera Conspiracy, and it's the brothers playing metal the way we play in the 80s and the 90s, and it's a continuation of that. And we carry that spirit that we had in Sepultura. It's the fire that we had in Sepultura. It's carrying with us with Cavalera, and we like hardcore too. You know, so we like metal and we like hardcore, and we are proud to have both. Both styles in our album, because we like both. In case it's also the case why we have Roger from Agnostic Front sing on Lynch Mob. It's one of the reasons is because we love hardcore, you know, and we love this style, and we like to see it combined, you know, because to me, metal and hardcore to me are the same. Coming from the same energy of music, and they're like brother kinds of music. You know, metal and hardcore go hand in hand together. So that's why I like to see those two styles together.
From my point of view, being down here in New Zealand, kind of isolated from everywhere else, and not really remembering too much of the 80s or even early 90s, I think with the rise of your career and with Sepultura and then Soulfly, seemed to certainly aid the, I guess you call decentralization of the global metal scene away from America and Europe, England, and that sort of thing. Would that be fair? Essentially, setting up all the little metal scenes like here in New Zealand and all around the world.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a band that, like Sepultura was a band from Brazil, which was not the typical place where you expect a band to come from, and we came out of there and we showed the world that we could be from Brazil and be successful, and it's not only for American and European bands. Bands from different parts of the world could be successful, and I'm proud of that, you know. And I think it gave also a lot of hope for bands from other parts of the world to start playing metal and believe that can happen to them as well. So it was really like opening a road, you know, like pioneers of the kind of situation that we were in the metal world, being the first band from South America and the first to enter the international market like that, and done so many new things that never been done before. Of course, I'm always been very proud of that, you know, and excited actually, because we were able to do that with Sepultura, and it continued with Soulfly, because of my roots are Brazilian, and everybody that knows me knows I'm Brazilian, and I carry the Brazilian flag with me in a concert wherever I go. And there's some songs that I sing in Portuguese, is my native language, and so it's very much alive within me, within my music. You know, my Brazilian heritage is very much alive.
Cool. It's got I think just enough time for one quick question, and then ask Connie for a sting. But we've got a segment here on the Hard, Fast and the Heavy show. We do it's called On the Road to Becoming a True Metalhead, where we basically showcase any band in metal that we think that metalheads should know, whether they're influential or just basically whatever. Of course, we're going to be featuring you in a couple of weeks with Sepultura, and then going to add some Cavalera Conspiracy, obviously, with the new album. Are there any bands that you think fall into this category?
Definitely Black Sabbath. You know, the pioneers of metal. I think, you know, maybe the founders of heavy metal. You know, I think Black Sabbath in '69 released the first album, and Tonayomi riffs, maybe one of the first evil riffs of the world ever heard, and it was dark, and they have dark lyrics and dark name of albums like Paranoid and Masters of Reality and Sabotage, and, you know, great names of Saba Bloody Saba, and great names on albums. And so I think Black Sabbath is definitely a contender. It's anybody that likes metal have to know Black Sabbath, and gotta have some Black Sabbath, you know, influence somewhere in in their material.